What's up? Good morning, everybody. All right, a bunch of new followers want an absolute beginner guitar lesson. When I'm doing a class, when I'm doing an intro lesson, this is exactly what I go over. So we're gonna go over this stuff, which is tablature, which probably looks really weird right now. And then we're gonna get into some of the physical parts of playing, and this should be a good jumping off point. This video is gonna be a little bit longer, so you guys can like rewind, go through all the parts. This should at least get you guys moving and get you guys started. Now, as always, if you go through this video, you're starting to have a little bit of a problem, a little bit of an issue, just go ahead and either DM me or take a video of yourself playing and send it to me. I'll see what's going on. I'll see what's wrong. I'll try to help. Let's get into it. Okay. So tablature, the reason that I do want to show you guys this is not just because you're going to be able to play a song that you guys are going to be able to recognize, but also it's something that you're going to be able to then go and find on certain websites, just any sort of guitar tablature website that you can play other songs without me having to go through it. You guys will just have kind of the skills at hand. So let's go over this. When you're reading guitar tablature, this is what we got. We got your 6 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As you guys can see on this top line, everything is written on that top string. Now, the only super confusing part about this is everything that's written on the top string is actually played on your bottom, on your E string, all right? So the strings are flipped upside down. Reason is the higher the pitch, the higher it is written, right? So that's on the top. The low string is written on the bottom, and they just did that so it matches, I'm guessing, matches staff music. If you've ever seen like tablature written with staff music, all right, let's just get right into it. I'll stop blabbing. So everything, as we said, everything smooth. Everything on that top line is going to be on your bottom string. So let's go through this. We've got a little bit of a glare here. So let's go through this. We have 0, 0, all right? All that is our bottom string. We're not playing anything with this hand, with our left hand. You're just going to pick your bottom string 2 times in a row. Open. That's it. 0, 0. Now, I'm kind of compensating because of the video. So do play over your sound hole, or at least over this area if you're playing an electric. So that's it. That's your 0, and that's your next 0. You have a 2. The 2 is still on that bottom string. So all you're going to do is with each one of these boxes, you're going to find the second box of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up. You're going to find your second box. I want you guys to press down. Now we're going to get into the physical part of this. So check it out. Everything in here is 2, right? That whole box is considered a 2. What I want you guys to do is I want you to move it up. You're not quite, so this bar that splits 2 and 3, you don't want to be on that bar. You want to be just before it. And I want to make sure that you guys are using the tip of your finger. If you guys look where my finger is pressing down on that string, just like that, it's not pressing flat like this. So that string is going to be right there, right on that tip of your finger. All right? So there it is. That's your 2. So now if I were to go back, 0, 0, 2, and 0. So 0, 0, press down on 2, 2, 0. 5, 4. So you're going to find your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. Now some of you guys might be getting this. If that's happening, 2 things. Either you're not pressing down hard enough, so just give it a little bit more of a squeeze. All right, and make sure, again, you're at the top of that fret. And if you watch, if I sneak this back, this is all 5. If I kind of go back towards this 4, I'm gonna start getting that sound. So just make sure you're up on the higher part of that 5th box, 5 to 4. Now we go over here, 0, 0, 2, 0, at 7 to 5. So count up to 7, 7, 5. All right, all of you guys should be good up until that point. I'm sure that was not that difficult. You guys already know all this stuff. You're probably totally fine. And on to another lesson. So what is going to start happening here is I'm going to start noticing with a lot of you guys that your left hand is doing something very, very typical, and that is this. You start gripping. Just like, I don't even know, like if you're on like monkey bars or like grabbing a baseball bat or something like that, that's a very safe thing to do. Gripping the guitar neck or gripping anything, it just gives you that much safety to it. We don't want that. What we actually want to do is pinch it. So one of the exercises that I do is I'll hold out a piece of paper like this, and I'll ask my students with their first finger and their thumb to grab it. And they always do this. That's it, right? You're basically just pinching the piece of paper and pulling it towards you. That's what you want when you're playing the guitar. All right, you don't want this. You'd never grab a piece of paper like that. So you don't want your palm back here, your thumb down, and your first finger pressing. You really want this pinching motion. You're literally pinching, oops, sorry guys. You're literally pinching the guitar, just like that. Your thumb is like right behind your first finger. Because right now we're pretty much just working with our first finger. All right, that coupled with making sure you're using the tip of your finger and not the flat part of your finger is going to make this so much easier, okay? So I want you guys to really look at that. This is gonna keep happening, and this happens with a lot of my students, is you guys are gonna do it, and then slowly your thumb is gonna lift either up here, and you're gonna start putting that palm of your hand, kind of like that lower palm, on the back of the guitar neck. You gotta really force that down and get some space down here. This is the only way, and there's one of the only way to do it, and that is honestly one of the earliest mistakes with all my students. Everyone does it. Absolutely everyone does it. I know it. I know that I did it. So something to really, really look out for, and that's gonna take a long time. I want you guys to really pay attention to what your left hand is doing. The only other thing is if you're either getting this sound, right, or I guess it's kind of a safety mechanism too, is a lot of people, whether you're using a pick or your thumb, you're gonna be pressing super hard and picking way too hard. You don't need to do that. Just go nice and light. I want you guys to start picking, sorry, everything kind of fell. I had to readjust. I want you guys to start picking super light with your right hand, or if you're left-handed with your left. Whatever your picking hand is, I want you guys to play as light as you can. That's gonna train these smaller muscles in your right hand to get stronger. We wanna be able to build up from a very, very small volume and build up from there rather than coming in at like a 50 to 60% volume rate. That just means that we're training like the bigger muscle groups, and we don't want that. We want the smaller ones. So I want you guys to go incredibly relaxed, incredibly light, which is definitely gonna help in every single way. So two things, those are the two things that I really want you guys to notice first, okay? Are you picking way too hard? Are you digging that pick way into the string? You only need to use the tip of the pick. That's it, just to get a nice light sound, or if you're using your thumb, same deal. All right, now let's move on. Let me try to get this glare a little, I think that's fine. So now we're right here. We got our last two zeros, 0, 0. We got 12. Usually it's got 2 dots on it. I have 2 dots on my 7 right here, but it's gonna be all the way up here. I got my 12. You're gonna find it, the fret with the 2 dots. Same deal, I'm pinching my guitar. I'm not grabbing it, pinching it. I got 12 to 9. Now right here, I'm moving. So I drew a little arrow. I'm moving to the next string, to the second string, 10th fret. 10, 9, as you can see, is still on the second string, and then I have 11 down another string on the third string. All right, just doing it all with my first finger for right now. And then jumping back up here, 10th fret, back up to the first string, 10, 10, 9, and then my second string, 10, 12, 10. All right, that is a lot in that lesson just to get you guys started to jump off and make sure that you're not making the typical mistakes that everyone makes. That's the tablature. I'm gonna move this camera over just a little bit, all right, because I really want to get to some of the more physical parts of this. So like we said, you're just using, if you guys can look, you're just going to use, actually I'm gonna move up here so you guys can really see the string there. You guys are gonna be digging way in like that. You guys can see how far in that pick is. Just use the tip of the pick. It's honestly, guys, all you need. I want you to train those small muscles. Watch this, if you guys are training those small muscles, right? That's how you get that speed and that consistency. So it's awesome to start doing it in the beginning, all right? Same deal with down here. I don't want you guys to over squeeze. You don't need to squeeze that hard. You just need to give it just the right amount of pressure. And like we said, just getting up in the fret rather than lagging behind, making sure you're using your finger. If I go like this, if I put my hand out, put my thumb behind, and I'm like pinching my first finger, if I push down with that tip of my finger, I can actually get a little bit of pain out of that. I can get a nice amount of squeeze. If I flatten it, I can't at all right? So that is giving you more leverage. You don't have to use muscle as much. That's why it's really important to really push in with the tip of your finger. Something really important to notice first, and not letting your hand drift up and grab the neck. You want a good amount of space down here, all right? Guys, that really should set you up with playing. You guys can get through Happy Birthday. I'm going to try to throw the tab in somewhere, whether you're watching on IGTV or YouTube. I'll try to throw a link for the tab in there so you guys can get it. And some other tunes, just so you guys can kind of move along a little bit with all this stuff. And this should physically set you up. I do want to do one exercise. It's a super beneficial exercise, and I do it with all my students. And that is just a chromatic exercise. You're just gonna go up here to the 7th fret. So the frets are a little smaller. All right, and you're just gonna give me a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a lot of you guys are not gonna be able to do this right away. And the reason is we're squeezing down, we're pushing down on the string this way, but we're also spreading our fingers out that way. And those two motions together is something that we've never done in our daily life. That's why it's difficult. All right, so I want you guys to start. If you need to do this, 7th fret, 2nd finger on the 8th fret, if you need to pull up and move your hand up a little bit, right? Pull up, move your hand up a little bit to get the 3rd finger. And that 4th finger is gonna be really important. And you gotta keep your thumb back. This is gonna be another situation where you guys are gonna wanna start going like this. Bringing that thumb up, right? Putting your palm back. Nope, keep that thumb nice and low, guys. And just 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can get to the next string, just to help with strength and dexterity, all right? Try all of that. Like I said, guys, message me if you have any questions. Send me a video of you doing some of this if you don't understand, and I will help. Thanks again, guys. I love you, and I'll try to do a little bit more of an advanced video later today. I got 2 gigs, so I'm gonna try to squeeze one in, if not tomorrow. Thanks, guys.